Actually, my name was included at the final moment of this conference, so I didn't know there were some questions pertaining to this session. Sorry. Mine is somewhat interlocking historical perspective rather than interdisciplinary. Professor President Eduardo once suggested a useful concept, East Asian model, to explain cultural diffusion in East Asia, turn of the 20th century. It was a regional mediation of the global circulation of practice and discourses of the model. Since then, East Asia, more specifically Northeast Asian countries, has become an interlocking sphere, or a system, in which its members have influenced, collaborated, and competed with each other. I want to add that Japanese colonialism accelerated the phenomenon of East Asian model. An important function of imperialism in British world was fusing and diffusing. For instance, Chung Il-sung, father of Chinese military songs, who composed masterpieces imbued with the Korean, Chinese, Russian elements, experienced chain migration from Gwangju, the southwestern city of Korea, to Shanghai, Yan'an, Pyongyang, and Beijing. Also, Korean exiled patriots in Manchuria used to sing not only revolutionary songs, but also those with the melodies of Japanese popular songs and military songs. Colonialist ideas penetrated even resistant nationalist conscious and unconscious level. As Hong Baba stated, mimicry arose in that colonialists created almost but not quite human types. It would be important to note that the diffusion is not a top-down or one-sided flow from a single center to periphery. In cultural realms, there have been multiple centers, as Professor Iwaguchi aptly noted in his book. Also, the periphery was not merely a passive space for colonial rule. Rather, it was an experimental ground for the metropole in such various fields as architectural design, city planning, medical map, classification of disease, etc. For instance, in Manchurian major cities of Changchun, Shenyang, Harbin, modern architectural designs of Art Nouveau, Baroque, and high modern style were pursued by the Japanese colonialists during the 1930s and 40s. Mimicry was not that simple, as Steinmetz observed in ex-German colonies. There was a dimension that colonialists and indigenous people imitate each other at an unconscious level. For the latter, mimicry sometimes became a means to evade colonial rule. Also, but not quite, is an intriguing part. While it can be a farce, as Baba indicated, it could be a space for adaptation and domestication of alien ideas and for overtaking the colonizers by the colonized. Japanese colonialism influenced the rise of bureaucratic authoritarian regimes in post-war East Asia. The salient case is the flow from Manchukuo, ruled by the Kwantung Army, to South Korea in terms of state-led economic development, building heavy industry, city planning, sanitation, and sports, college, etc. The state management of military style acquired from Manchukuo was utilized by South Korea in its competition with North Korea during the Cold War. Also, the statecraft became a main asset to compete with its ex-colonizer Japan in various developments in the future. The experience of Japanese nationalism has become one inner motive for Chinese and Koreans to compete with Japan in the global market in post-liberation. East Asian cooperation was the very discourse shared among Asian leaders and intellectuals in the first half of the 20th century, as reflected in Sun Yat-sen's speech in Kobe right after the Russo-Japanese War. Even a Korean patriot, An Jung-geun, who assassinated Ito Hirogumi, the architect of the Meiji state, had been inspired with the idea. Southeast Asian leaders, including General Aung San, the founding father of Burma, also embraced Asianism on the eve of the Pacific War. This discourse was later subsumed by the virulent version, namely the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, which justified the superiority of Japanese and their invasion of East Asia. Its diluting efforts by the current Abe administration has caused a fierce reaction and would contribute to harsh competition in East Asia, as found at the recent enshrinement of An Jung-geun's shooting place in Harbin Station by the Chinese government, with numerous visitors coming from China and South Korea. Modern history of East Asia is composed of East Asia modern, the role of Japanese colonialism in its acceleration, the subsequent rise of East Asian economies through bureaucratic authoritarianism, intense competition among its members during the Cold War and post-Cold War era, and the rise of China, and the fusion of K-pop and J-pop, and Fukushima disaster, and Thai flooding, etc., could be analyzed not only through abstract social scientific theories, for instance, world system theory or the space theory, but also through softer languages of humanities in the era of culture, and also national science and engineering, as Professor O'Brien said. That's it. Thank you.